We all have our favorite homeschool supplies and resources that we love, that we go to, that make our life easy. I have my own set, but I love getting ideas from other people because sometimes I see something like, I like that. So today I'm going to be sharing 8 of my top favorite, used all the time, we like, however you want to put that, homeschool supplies with you guys. Hi and welcome. Thanks for joining me today. So this video is part of a collaboration with other homeschool moms sharing their favorite top resources and supplies. It's going to be hosted by Davene at Common to Chaos and Shauna at Favorite Homeschool. I'll be linking their channels below if you want to check them out, as well as the playlist link with all the other videos attached to it. So check those out when you're done with this video as well. So like I said, these are 8 of my top favorite supplies. Now, I have done a video in the past with my 10 top homeschool supplies, and I would say that list still stands. So I'll share that video tag up here with you guys if you're interested in checking that out. But I didn't want to just do kind of a repeat because I still do love those supplies. I didn't want to just pull out the same ones and show you the same video. So these are 8 additional supplies. So if you want to see my original 10 that I would still say are really up there on the top 10, check out that video. Also, I would love to know if you have like a standout supply or a couple of supplies that you love and just make your life so much easier. Comment them below because like I said, I love learning from other people and getting ideas. So please share those with me. But without a lot of extra jabbering on my part, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to do these in no particular order. My kids are 4 and 5. We're doing preschool, kindergarten, and my 5-year-old is advanced. So we're in kindergarten and first grade. So a few of these supplies will reflect their ages because that's just kind of how it works. So the first one could be argued that this isn't a homeschool supply. I'm going to argue it is because it starts our day right before we start our homeschool, and that is some chore charts. Now, I bought these on Amazon for like $12, somewhere around the $12, $15 range, and I have been super happy with them. So let me go on my set sheet. So they're just little checks that just slide back and forth so my kids can just check them off. So at night, I go over and I check them all off, and anything that we alternate, because there's 1 or 2 chores that alternate, I'll leave that one checked for my kids so they know it's not their day for that. And when I tell them, it's time to do your chores, they just go do their list. And if they're not done, I can ask, can you finish your list? I don't have to think about every single thing they need to do. If they haven't finished their list, they're not done. It's that simple. But these have been perfect level for them. They're really easy to exchange. They come with these stickers, but they also come with a few blank ones. And you just pull out this little chore card. I added the stickers. You can see this one I wrote my own on because they didn't have this particular chore, but a lot of the chores they have. And because there's 2 chore charts, they have all of the chores duplicated on there as well. And then just pop this little thing back in, and you've got your chore chart. And it's magnetic on the back, so I just stick it on our fridge. And I love these. These are a great purchase. Well worth it, and they do good for us. So that was my least homeschool thing. But like I said, I really feel like their chores are kind of the way we begin our schedule, move into our homeschool day. Another thing that I found that I really like, okay, so I want to be able to staple book lists together sometimes. But I don't have a ton of space. I don't have a homeschool room. And so when you look at those like stapler arms that are like this long to be able to reach, into the center of a page, like you got to get your stapler all the way over here, and normal staplers don't do that. But I really didn't want to buy a stapler that was like that long and just took up space, especially when it's for one purpose. And I don't do it all that often, but I did find this little guy. Now, this is not a sturdy metal stapler. This is a cheap plastic stapler, but it was only, again, I think it was in the $10 or less range. I can't remember exactly, but it's cool. So instead of just stapling like this way and only being able to reach this far, you can turn this way. And so let me see if I can kind of show you what that would do. So now we're stapling sideways, and I can just put it down the center of the paper and staple in the center of the paper. And that is so cool to me. So to be able to like turn it and use it however, and I don't have to have one of those super long extension ones. Like I said, it's not like the highest quality stapler, but it's totally good enough for my purposes. So this was a fun find that I've really enjoyed having. Another one that I've started using more recently and that I've really enjoyed having, and I know a lot of people use, are these erasable friction pens. They are great. They're great. I don't use them for everything, but for planning in particular, because often I'll plan something and then, we get sick or something changes, and I hate crossing out, white out if I have to. But having erasable pens has made that planning I can pencil things in or pen things in. And I know that if it doesn't go exactly according to plan, that's okay. It's going to be really easy to fix. This has been wonderful for my planning. And they're not that expensive. I think you get a pack for like $6 to $10, just depending on how many colors and what size pack. But I really, really enjoyed using these. Another thing along like the pen thought that we use all the time is this like pencil caddy. And this is one of those like rotating ones. So you can see I've got my kids like pens, pencils, like actual pencils, scissors and glue, dry erase markers, the pencils they're currently working on, and a few extra like special pens that I use during the day. We stick this in the top of my homeschool cart when we're not using it. And then during the school day, I like pull it out and stick it in the center of our table, and my kids can turn it around and get what they need. And then it goes right back in. Everything stays in one place. I don't have pens all over the table. They can both use the same batch of pens because they just rotate it between them, even if they're on opposite sides of the table. This has worked really, really well. And I actually like that it's got these like straight sides versus being completely round. It's more like, 6 or 8 sides? It's octagonal. Octagonal. That got me. Because it actually fits more flush in my homeschool cart against like straight books because the sides are straight. So I don't feel like I'm wasting quite as much space. I don't know if it's true that I'm not wasting quite as much space, but I don't feel like I am. So like I said, this is one we use every day, and it's been a really, really good purchase. Another good thing that I found, and I think I showed you these on my homeschool haul this year, is these little snap containers. I feel like we all use small little containers of some sort to hold, you name it. For me, I've got like these tabs or like the erasers for all the pencils or like my extra markers and dry erase pens and highlighters, all that. These have been the best I found. They're great quality. I love how easily they stack because they got that little lip, so they fit so well. And then they'll open because they've got these little snaps on the side. And they're pretty sturdy. They're not like super bendable. I feel like these will last me for a long time. They have different sizes. And these are, I left the tag on. These are from Pen & Gear, which is a Walmart brand. And so during their homeschool sale, Walmart has these for like $1 to $2, depending on the size you want. The small ones are less, the big ones are a little more. And I think they have these two sizes. I think they may have another size that I just didn't see useful for me. But these are great. Again, I really, really like the way they stack so efficiently because I guess I don't like wasting space when I don't have a homeschool room to waste space in. So I really like these, and for the price, they're great. I could get dollar store containers for $1.25 now, and they're not nearly as good quality or as effective as these for me. So I really, really, really like these little containers. I'll get some more just to have on hand for whenever I need them for, because I feel like they work really well for art supplies, craft supplies, like anything that you have like a square space that you want to divide things and fit things in, and your kids can take them out and run with them. Okay, another thing which may seem like super trivial, and I guess it is, but that I like to have on hand is stickers. They're not like super useful and like, oh, this affects my homeschooling in a massive way, but my kids really, really like it when I put stickers on something that they've done really well. So I don't do these all the time, but if there's a day where they just did something really well with a really good attitude or put some really good effort into it, I'm like, oh, that was just right. They love it when I put a sticker on their work page. That may seem trivial, and maybe it is, but like anything to make it like a reward system, I suppose. We don't do a reward system in a lot of ways, but this is kind of motivating or just a good like thumbs up, kudos, suitable. So I like to have stickers on hand. Again, that reflects the age of my kids, but for me, and they're small, so they don't take up all that space. Last thing I'm going to share with you that I like to have on hand. Well, actually, that's not the last thing. Last thing I'm going to show you, but I have one more thing that I would say should have been in my top 10 video, but didn't make it in because I didn't even think about it, but is definitely maybe like one of my number one in my top 3 probably that I'm going to mention because nobody mentions it. We all know it, but nobody mentions it. But the last thing I want to show you is this little file folder thing. So it's one of these like, hopefully you can see this one of these like accordion ones. And I really like having this on hand because one, when I fold it up, I can stack it into my bookshelf. It's like I got a nice square short bottom. And so it slides into my bookshelf like with their homeschooling books. But we all have papers. And I don't do a lot of papers because my kids have like their own pages and we just throw them away weekly. But like when I print out my Thanksgiving unit study that I am not ready to use for another week, or what about when I'm done with my Thanksgiving unit study, but I don't really want to throw it all away because it costs me something to print it and I don't really want to bind it. What do I do with loose pages? Or those random assessment pages that I want to have on hand for the end of the year and not forget where they were online. So I just print them, but then what do I do with them? Or the error sheets for my kids' math. Well, they have like an Excel sheet that I can go download and get. I don't want to leave it on my computer because I don't reference it there. So I stick them in here. just random things that you print out and you don't really want to throw away because you know you'll use them again or for the next kid, but they don't really have enough paper or they're not valuable enough to bind and put on your shelf. This is great. It's got like 15 slots, so plenty of places for miscellaneous, and it files away neatly. And I also know where to look for it, because if it's a random piece of paper or a random couple pieces of paper that I didn't know what to do with, I'm like, I wonder where that is. I'll always look here first. So I always find it. And like I said, I just like how neat and stackable it is, and everything's just in one spot. So I have really liked using this, and I'll probably get another one, just because I do like not to have to throw unit studies away when I buy them for like holidays and stuff, but I don't really want to, like I said, I don't want to bind them. I don't use them. I don't want them on my homeschool shelf that way, but having some of the leftover stuff. So those are my top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 7. See, I did do it right. Those are 7 after those top 10 that I mentioned in my other video. These are the 7 resources that we just use a lot. My 8th, which probably shouldn't have been in the beginning because it is one I use all the time. And as soon as I say it, everybody's like, oh yeah, you shouldn't even say that because we all know. But it's having a laptop with a spreadsheet on it. I use spreadsheets for so much. I create schedules. I can put prices, budgets, just about everything that we do in our homeschool, I have some sort of spreadsheet for. And I would say if I had to get rid of like everything, don't get rid of my spreadsheet, my printer. My printer was on my other list in my other video because I could make just about everything I need. Resource-wise, homeschool planner-wise, all of that. If you have not used spreadsheets for your homeschool, and not everybody's a spreadsheet lover, and not everybody likes a checklist, I get that. So I'm saying this loosely, but if you haven't tried using spreadsheets to organize things that are in your brain, in your homeschool, I would highly recommend trying it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'll stop. You do what you want. You can ignore me totally if you want to, but that's just my personal thing. And that is what I had to show you today. So like I said, don't forget to check out the playlist below because there's going to be a lot of other moms sharing their homeschool resources, a lot of moms with older kids or more experience. So like I said, I'm going to watch them as well. I will learn something from them. And I hope that you guys are having a wonderful week.